Hey, my name's Andrew, and I'm excited to show you around our Enriched colony housing egg farm. There's lots to love about being an egg farmer or a farmer in general. Living out on the farm is about the best thing ever. Working with animals all the time is super enjoyable. Our normal biosecurity processes always starts at the door, and then we're going to change our footwear coming into the barn area. We're going to put on coveralls to cover our exterior clothing, just to ensure that anything from outside isn't coming into contact with our birds. The things that chickens can do is absolutely incredible. To lay an egg every day is almost unbelievable. There are several benefits to enriched housing. The birds can exhibit natural behaviors. They have larger areas to roam around. They can perch, they can nest, and they can utilize a scratch area for scratching and nesting behaviors. Monitoring the health and barn environment of the birds happens every day. Twice a day we inspect the barn environment and the bird health. So we'll check every bird walking up and down all the aisles, all levels, inspecting the trough, feed level, and the water pressure and water levels. Every farm has a computer system attached to it that will control the environment in the barn, ensuring that all corners of the barn are within temperature, trying to keep a uniform environment for all of the birds. So enriched colony housing, the birds are eating very similar to other poultry as well. We're giving them a blended product of corn, bean, wheat, other trace minerals that the birds need to sustain a healthy life. We are always working very closely with feed mills and nutritionists to ensure that we're meeting the birds' requirements. In the barn, there's actually a feed trough, and in the bottom of the feed trough, there's a chain, and that chain will run 6 to 8 times in a day, and it will just bring new, fresh feed around the barn every day. Hens have access to water 24/7 all the time. Chickens generally drink twice as much as they eat, so we always need to ensure that there's water there. The birds in enriched colony houses are actually drinking water through a water nipple. They need to push the water nipple up, and then it opens the line and water will come out. In enriched colony housing systems, we have the nesting box. So that's where all of the birds will tend to want to lay their eggs because it's a safe, secluded area. It's a little bit darker. They need to push through a curtain to get inside. And then once they're in there, they'll lay their egg, and the egg will then gently roll onto the egg belts. As the eggs come into the packing room, it goes through our packer. And the packer is sorting the orientation of the eggs. So the first thing it does is they go onto rollers, and then it's going into our stacker once they're all in the trays, and we're stacking 6 trays together. And then manually we're just taking that case of eggs and putting it onto the skid, and then it's going into the cooler. Once it gets into the cooler, the egg truck will then come and take a skid of eggs, or all of our eggs, and they will go to the grading station. On our farm, the eggs could be in the grocery store within 4 to 7 days of being laid. EQA is egg quality assurance. All farms in Canada need to pass the EQA standard. It's actually broken into 2 processes. So we have food safety and we have animal welfare. Both the food safety and animal welfare aspects are audited every year on all farms in Canada that you must pass to be able to sell your eggs in Canada. Managing the farm, especially with new technology every year, it seems to get better. We can now see a lot of the sensory data right from our phones, so we can see barn environment. We're getting a lot of updates via our phone just as technology gets better. Thanks for visiting our egg farm today, and I really hope you've enjoyed and learned something new.